मॉड्यूल 1 में हम 2 चीज़ें कवर करेंगे। सबसे पहले तो हम पेरेंट्स को बताएंगे कि बच्चे सीखते क्या हैं एंड व्हाट इज़ इट दैट मोटिवेट्स देम टू लर्न, बिकॉज़ आई थिंक दिस इज़ समथिंग दैट हैज़ टू बी द फाउंडेशन ऑफ ऑल लर्निंग डिज़ाइंस, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली दिस इज़ समथिंग दैट्स हार्डली एवर टॉक्ड अबाउट इन स्कूल्स। कि अगर हमें पता ही नहीं होगा कि हमारे बच्चे मोटिवेट कैसे होते हैं, तो हाउ कैन वी सपोर्ट देयर लर्निंग? And in the second component of it, I am going to free you from a content mindset, because इतना ज़्यादा फोकस रहता है सब स्कूल्स के अंदर कि ये चैप्टर ख़त्म करना है, ये किताब ख़त्म करनी है, ये कॉन्सेप्ट याद करना है, एंड इन द लॉन्गर रन इस सब लर्निंग का ड्यूरेबल लर्निंग के ऊपर कोई इम्पैक्ट नहीं होता, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट लिविंग इन अ टाइम ऑफ कॉन्टेंट एनी मोर, वी आर लिविंग इन अ टाइम ऑफ स्किल्स एनी मोर. So I'm going to give you a range of skills that the children need across different stages of their life, and I'm actually going to give you a map of all those skills जो कि हमारी priority होनी चाहिए. And I'm talking about skills like reasoning, expressing yourselves, comprehending information, supporting your work with evidence, having different perspectives about the work that you're doing. So इन skills का मैं आपको एक पूरा map provide करूँगी, and I'll tell you how to foster these skills across the different stages of their lives without, again, having a big plan for your child every day, rather through small interventions and strategies that you'll incorporate in your day-to-day life. Module 2 is all about setting healthy boundaries for yourself, for your family, for your child in terms of learning. So if you decide to become a progressive parent, आपको हर तरफ से pressure feel होगा in the society कि क्या जो आप कर रहे हैं, is this the right thing to do? उसका बच्चा तो ये कर रहा है, उसके cousins तो ये कर रहे हैं, उसके friends तो ये कर रहे हैं, आपकी priorities क्यों shift हो गई हैं? So for you to really hold on to your boundaries and have that mindset where you stand up for yourself and your child, you need to have evidence-based data to support your values. And this is all what Module 2 is going to provide you with. I'm going to share a lot of different alternate approaches that exist in education and have existed for hundreds of years and have worked, so that you can also, uphold your values with confidence without feeling the need to give in from time to time just because other people around you don't believe in the things that you believe in. Module 3 is all about social emotional learning, and this is something that you would have already invested a lot of time and energy in if you are a progressive parent. But right now I'm not talking about your personal relationship with your child only. I'm talking about a curriculum of social emotional learning that a child needs to be aware of across all these different stages in their lives. Because as adults, this is something that all of us experience कि चाहे monetary terms में इंसान कितना भी successful हो जाए, if you do not know how to regulate your emotions, if you do not know how to navigate through social life and maintain healthy boundaries and have good interpersonal relationships and have a mindset of growth, you really are not successful. So this entire module is about helping your child understand what the social emotional learning curriculum needs to be like as they learn across different stages of their life. Module 4 is the backbone of the entire course. इसमें हम आपको बताएंगे कि आप अपने बच्चों को critical thinkers किस तरह से बना सकते हैं. And all of us understand कि thinking is important. But what matters the most is how do you develop your sensitivity to using thinking strategies in day-to-day life. सबको पता है कि अच्छी थिंकिंग कैसी होती है, बट कहाँ पे थिंकिंग यूज़ करनी है इज़ समथिंग दैट्स वेरी स्ट्रेटेजिक एंड इट हैज़ टू बी लर्न्ड लाइक एनी अदर थिंग. सो वी कॉल दीज द हैबिट्स ऑफ माइंड, कि जैसे हमारी डे टू डे लाइफ में कुछ हैबिट्स होती हैं, इस तरह हमारे माइंड की भी कुछ हैबिट्स होना ज़रूरी है. सो हाउ टू फॉस्टर दोज हैबिट्स in a child's life is something that we're going to cover. And in the second part of this module, we're going to talk about inquiry. Inquiry होती क्या है, उसके क्या different steps होते हैं, and अगर बच्चा कुछ खुद से learn करना चाहता है, तो आप उनकी learning को किस तरह से facilitate कर सकते हैं. And by facilitating it, I'm not saying that you should start teaching children things that they want to learn. Rather, what are the small interventions that you can take at home to support your child as they set goals for themselves and as they set out to achieve those goals. Module 5 is all about lightening your load with the use of technology. हम सब AI and technology के दौर में रह रहे हैं. We cannot keep on running away from it. The best strategy should be to understand it, embrace it, and adopt it. So in this module, I'm going to tell you about a lot of resources, a lot of which have come up after COVID, that are going to make your life easier as parents, and they are really going to help your children to the extent that शायद आप लोग reconsider करें the idea of having a tutor for your child, or there are tools that are going to really help your children explore the interests that they feel passionately about without a lot of intervention and help from you. So this is going to be a very exciting module, and I hope that you walk away from this course having a toolbox of tech and AI tools that are really going to help your child. In Module 6, we are going to wrap up by telling you about a lot of traditional and non-traditional higher education and career pathways. So even if your child has had a fairly non-traditional education, how can they still access traditional higher education? Or if they have had a traditional education pathway, how can you simplify secondary and intermediate years of your child's life to help them achieve the goals that they have set out for themselves? And then we'll also talk about some of the other things to keep in mind as your child leaves your nest and is ready to step into adult life. Towards the end of the course, we are also going to have a lot of thoughtful discussions and reflections of what everyone has learned about the course. And I hope that by the end of this course, each one of you has a very customized plan for your child in terms of how you're going to support and facilitate the learning of your child across all the different stages of their life.